Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream, episode number 15 of our Avowed Ranger gameplay series. I'm Commander Jarbol, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, nothing new on admin notes for the game. So, on our recap, at the end of last week's episode, we had finished up doing our explorations in the Great Sand Sea. We had turned in some quests at the end and we're getting ready to jump back into the main quest line. And the ending to this is somewhat long. It's kind of broken into a few parts, so to speak. I would say there's 4 overall parts to this, and we're going to embark on that set of quests right now and finish up here inside of Shatterscarp. So let's go ahead and jump back in where we were, and we'll kind of talk about what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so here we are at camp. We have, looks like, one person who wants to talk to us here.
I wish we could have done more for them. Capo and Chico, I mean. But if I were in his shoes, I hope I'd make the same choice. Though I'd like to pick a more fun way to die. Obviously, you've never heard the phrase drug-fueled sex heart attack. I can only hope that at the end I have some control over things. That I can go out as Yatsley. And don't you forget it. But it gives you something to think about. I mean, not everyone gets to come back like you did, Envoy. Well, that's all I had to say. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Unless there's something else you want to chat about? How can I help, darling?
Okay, so we're going to exit out here. And we're going to take Yatsley with us. It's important that she's with us throughout the remainder of this. Okay, and here we are in Ryngrim's domain. We're going to go ahead and finish this part up before we then head up to Naku Kebel, which is where the last remaining portion of the main quest line is going to be. But we are... actually, we need to do one last drink as well. So actually, let's go do that, since we can do that really quickly. And then we can make our way back out here. So I have not played this out this way. I played it differently in my personal playthrough. So let's see how this ends up playing out.
If you're looking for the captain and his crew, they're upstairs. Mind taking these drinks up when you go? 2 straight rums, and 2 from the captain's private reserve.
Okay, so 2 straight rums and 2 from the private reserve. Probably would let you know that there's 2 unpoisoned and 2 poisoned drinks here.
My favorite envoy! Thank you for bringing us back together. I only regret that dear Runga couldn't join us, but she was always a shy one. Break through that shell of hers and she does like to talk.
Yell, mostly.
I miss her. Oh, but I nearly forgot. Did the bartender send you up without drinks? It's not a reunion without a toast.
The captain promised us an aged rum.
I can't have much. I get queasy. Excellent, excellent. Here, Envoy, a little something from my travels all those years ago. May it bring fortune to your journeys too. Now, make a toast for us. Give us all something more to drink to. To new times ahead.
To the healing of wounds.
Not all wounds can... I wish Rwanga were here.
Drink. Drink!
I didn't think the rum was that bad.
Oh, my. What's happened to Koa?
I think he's dead, boss.
Dead? Why, this is tragic. Oh, it must have been his rum allergy. It always goes straight to his head.
I'm weeping myself silly.
It was a toast to remember, Envoy, but I'm afraid I must look after my friend now.
I think we should get out of here before the Tiranui hear about this.
I'll never forget what you did for me here. Oathbinder bless and keep you.
Okay, so it played out somewhat similar to what happened last time, except Rwanga was saved from it. And we're going to get... the Ring of Prosperity's Fortune. Critical hit chance increases with your total wealth. It's a very, very interesting object. So let's look at our critical hit chance. We're at 53% right now. So if I put this on, go back to my character, I'm at 58%. So I got 5% additional critical hit chance for that. And that is based upon having 79,000 gold. Now you can go look at the wiki and you can see it maxes out at 5%. You can see what the breakpoints are for the amount of gold that you have to get each one of the points. But that's gonna, seriously up my, give me another 5% chance to be able to inflict a critical hit damage, which along with the Ring of Pain amplification is going to give me plus 15% on that. So now we're getting even farther up on the critical hit chance and critical hit damage tree when it comes to what we're doing. So I normally change over to it as soon as I get it. So let's go back out to... actually, we have the treasure map here. Oh, I know where this one is. I think it's right down here. Let's go over here. And we'll check this out real quick. We'll have plenty of time for the main quest line, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay. So here is that location. That's the ancient lake bed here. And if you fall off here and crouch. And this is the robes, I think. Yeah, the robes of surpassing brilliance. So these are plus 15% area of effect damage and plus 40 maximum essence. So for your AoE damage dealing spellcasters, it's a really good piece of armor to have. For me, not something I'm going to be using. And that should clear out everything here. Yeah. So let's go back over now. To Ryngrim's lair here, and we will venture inside. Hey, Rudi, welcome. Good to see you again. Hope your weekend was a good one. I know it's late over there. Okay, and for this, definitely want to get rid of the priest first.
Next one's mine.
Someone's eager to meet us.
And that chest, even though it had the arrow pointing down, you can see now it's changed the arrow pointing up. Like I said a couple episodes ago, there's something wrong with the elevation icons on chests. Not entirely sure what that is, but sometimes they're reversed.
This is it. Ryngrim was definitely here.
So, why couldn't you just put that on a sign? These ice corpses are excessive.
Yes, but look at them. The artistry is sublime. Can you imagine having enough finesse to make all this?
I can't imagine wanting to. If you gotta deal with an archmage to stop the Dream Scourge, so be it. But be careful with this Ryngrim character. This place has given me a bad feeling I can't shake.
A spell. And a very clever one. Ryngrim's using her illusions to make people choose to stay away. Everyone except us. Of course I probably can. All spells have a counter. You just have to know what it is. But we can figure that out later. Right now, we have to focus on what's at the end of that passage. Precisely. Chances are we'll die, but if we don't, we stop Ludwig and get into the ruins. So, win-win.
Yahtzee, you must have been a Rowatayan admiral in a past life.
Let's get going. Oh, and stay close.
Think they're welcoming us?
Okay, so now we can get in here and have her dispel
That's
illusion.
done. Look, it's hard.
Now this is the first of the two major areas we're going to be looking at. It's the first of 4 kind of parts that this is broken into here for this last bit.
Really so powerful.
This
Stay
part
close. Ryngrim's trying to scare us off, but we won't let her win.
is a there's nothing really wrong with it. It's just it's a little hard to maneuver around down in here and still find things. There's nothing up there.
Oh, what a frosty welcome.
But what you will be able to find is that
Oh, I thought Ryngrim was all about illusions. This place is cold.
that on the very edges,
The blizzard is getting stronger. It's just a trick, Envoy. A well-crafted cold trick. Keep moving.
you will kind of see it dissipate a little bit. Okay, and that's where you're going to find the strangely marked Zarup spear.
Well now, that's one creative Zara. Look at its spear.
Okay, if you go in and look at it, a standard Zarup spear covered in crude painted and strange. A Zarup expert would be interested in this. So, the question is, do we know one? And the answer is yes, and we'll be exploring that a little bit later. You also can't run while you're in here. The blizzard kind of whiting all of this out prevents that. But like I say, here you can kind of see around the edges. So you can see out here, and you can kind of see the overall lay of the land here. You can see where we're going. I think this area is supposed to be in Blizzard 2, but something about the model has become messed up. I can't go any farther to the right. So, like I say, I think there's a little section out here of the environment that's not like it's supposed to be. You can also see there's a little area over there, and I can't remember if there's anything in it. I'm gonna go look though. No, it doesn't look like it. And here you can just walk right through for illusion.
Visitors, do you know what this moment calls for? A beautiful, macabre story that lingers in the mind.
Okay, I'm gonna drop a save here. And we'll start exploring this domain. Okay, so we have some strange specters.
You wish to find me in my tower. You'll have to wait until I tell this tale.
We gotta get into that tower? I hope Yatsley brought her ladder.
There's got to be a way. Let's snoop around.
Land shaped in the dreamer's image, not with stone or axe, but with essence. Songs of ancient magic. Could we sing to them?
Okay, so we get an area here we can dispel.
Child's play.
And more corrupted Adra.
Once, a very important statue fell to pieces, and an entire village perished because it wouldn't put the statue back together again.
Okay, now here's where we get to an area where we have to start exploring a little bit. I don't think I can get up here. Yeah, that's the other way that I'm going to come down when I come back up there. So in here, we're going to have a few different ways
This I can handle.
to go. Let's see if there's a priest down here. There he is. Perfect.
Back in the fight. Another down. Left leg. On your right.
We should be able to finish him off. Perfect.
If you can make the decision the village could not and restore the statue, I will see you inside my tower.
Oh, so Ryngrim is a show-off.
Okay, so you can read the tale of the village here. And there was this village was protected by a statue, and for a time it prospered, but then the statue was shattered and they decided not to save themselves. Okay, now interacting with the statue.
I don't get it. Ringgrim's powerful enough to conjure a frozen realm in the middle of the desert. Why toy with us?
I think it's part and parcel of being an archmage, unfortunately. Maybe she's trying to teach us something.
I've had enough short, messy flings to distrust people who play games to avoid a real conversation. Yet here I am, playing along anyway. Is there any chance our next step doesn't involve that creepy statue?
It's probably connected to that village Ryngrim mentioned, so keep that in mind, darling.
So there's a perfectly good reason she lopped off the head and the hand?
It's even missing its heart. See the open chest cavity? Let's take another look at that book of yours. There once stood a village protected by a statue. It kept the air crisp, the land fertile, and the people safe. For a time, the village prospered. For a time, there was the thought that the winter would never come. But then the statue shattered, and winter did come, and the village could not make a decision to save itself. It looks like she wants us to know this story, so I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. First things first, let's get those statue pieces.
Keep your eyes open.
And if you haven't put two and two together, this is the village that was referenced in that in the book, and we're going to learn more about what happened to this place as we go through here. But first, let's do all of our looting here.
Ryngrim seems fun.
And we can quickly see that there's 3 ways to progress through things. But first, go exploring this little area here. this is not one of the 3 areas. Always check behind waterfalls. Okay, and we have this area here, this door here. And some Agron's Fury, and then we can open the door and continue on looking around out here. Okay, so you can see the 3 different directions that we have for us. Let's just take these in order. No reason not to. Okay, so let's get Kai to open this up.
Here it comes.
And it's one way.
We've got company! It looks easy when you do it.
Nothing like a win with the
Forgot those guys appeared behind me and I got a little trap there. So again, always checking behind waterfalls. Actually, I need to throw from over here.
You asked for it.
Try a better weapon.
Get rid of the priest. Okay. Alright, so let's head up here. Can't remember. I'm supposed to head down first or up first. Down first. Pick up this chest here. We can head up. Okay. Well, I got really hurt there. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, we'll get Yasley to dispel this.
Sometimes cold reason is necessary.
And here's
Heart of
the heart.
stone. It's quite realistic, isn't it?
Then I'll let you hold it.
And this is down right where we came in.
Truly are
and walked up
inscrutable
that way.
creatures, aren't they?
So now we got our first piece. And this will drop us back out here where we were trying to get up into previously. So let's go deposit this piece. And now we can go to B here.
Stand back.
Get off me!
Thanks for pushing him out of my line of sight. Alright.
Is that all you got?
On your left, dear!
Just one-shotted. Didn't even need to worry about the freeze. Ow. Alright. Not gonna stand in the water while Kai's still doing his electrified thing. I think that's what got me last time, was the electricity build accumulation.
Child's play.
And now you can see where we are, back here in the main area where we came in through there. Below us is that water area that we already explored.
The village was on the verge of destruction, but still they argued.
And there's the hand of the statue.
The way it's sculpted, it's like he's reaching out or begging.
This is how ghost stories start.
Okay.
All be worth it.
Mangled statues and bitter favors. None
I
of this
think
comes
I
from a
have to
healthy
jump
mind.
from up here to get over
Or
there.
so.
I'm sure they
So
go
let me go
somewhere.
explore here real quick.
Let's go see where.
Okay, and I think that's a one-way going down. Let's jump across here. We'll save first. Okay, kinda made it, kinda not. So let's see if we can jump over there farther. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we can go deposit this one here. And then we'll go up to the last one to obtain the head of the statue.
Ready? Aim. Mine now. Nice.
Alright, so let's go look at the high ground here first. Oh, I think I know where that is. Get Yatsli to dispel this.
Child's play.
Interesting Zara up here.
What, like it's hard?
Okay, now we open up our first teleporter. These teleporters are going to be, well, not teleporters, but airlocks. Sorry. So they get you into swimming areas that you have to traverse. There are ways, even without the Statuette of Lament, that you can traverse these using air pockets and that sort of stuff. The Statuette of Lament just makes it easier, because there are some other areas you can take a look at. So, like I say, an air pocket here that you can replenish. I don't know why it does that sometimes.
Another win.
Why my pistols don't reload themselves automatically after I shoot. It's kind of strange. I've noticed that a couple of times here. See, like there, it did it again. Okay, I think I know what's causing it now. Definitely know what's causing it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to modify how I do my dodge. Because what's happening is if I shoot and then dodge after, oh, that time it did it. Okay, yeah, that time I was doing it. Okay. Weird. It seemed to only be doing it. It's like my dodge would interrupt it. And now you can see earlier when we were looking out through this out here into this area, you can see where we're at. Hey, that's right where we just came from.
village wanted so badly to do the right thing.
You're here for my Adra piece, aren't you? You can't have it!
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you too, dearie.
I'll die without the Adra. Please, don't take it from me. I don't want to die. What statue? What are you talking about? Why shouldn't I have the Adra piece? It's mine.
Interesting. This must be another illusion.
This can't be real. This is one of Ryngrim's tricks, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Just please let me keep this. I don't remember anymore. I was in pain for so terribly long. But the Adra has kept me alive. Don't let them take it away. The other villagers, they want me to give them the Adra piece. They say it'll save us. But if they take it, I'll die. And I don't want to die. Please.
Either they're not really here, or we're not.
I told the other villagers I need it. I understand everyone's in danger, but I don't want to die. Don't take the Adra piece from me. I'll do anything. Please!
So this is kind of teaching a lesson here that Ryngrim obviously wants us to realize, and that sacrificing one for the betterment of the rest is what we're doing here.
Is my life worth nothing? Why must I die? Why am I the sacrifice? Please, no.
If the village had been as sensible as you, they would have lived.
We've got the heart and the hand, which means this must be the head. But who is that?
Keep your guard up. Let's get this over with.
It's the lesson rather than the authenticity of the story that matters, I guess.
And that's what this is. She's been trying to teach us a lesson here. And that lesson, like I said, is about sacrificing a few for the betterment of all.
We've got all the pieces. Quick, put them in. Oh, I want to see how all of this works. It's so clever. I think she constructed this whole place to give us a parable.
Maybe you could help out those of us who've gotten hit in the head too many times?
Well, that's the moral of the story, isn't it? In the story, the village died because it couldn't make the decision and the sacrifice to save itself. They couldn't separate the weeping man from the statue piece and just let him die, not even to save the whole village. And so, everyone perished, because they made the mistake of having a heart. She really does. Life can drive us to make painful choices, can't it? Anyway, this is fascinating. This is more than just a statue. I think it uses Adra as a source of power.
Watchers say the souls of the dead travel through Adra to the beyond. Doesn't give me a good feeling about whatever Ryngrim's built here.
Perhaps, but it might also send us somewhere else. Clearly, we can't physically move ourselves up to Ryngrim's tower, but magically? That could be a different story. With the Adra pieces connected to the statue, they might be powering her magic. Like animancy, but much bigger. Ryngrim said that if we could do what the village could not, put the statue back together, we'd find our way to the tower. What if this statue was meant to move us from here to there? Yes! Oh, I knew you'd be fun. Well, what are you waiting for? Put the pieces in! Do you know how many people ever get to meet an archmage? I don't understand how you are so calm. Ready or not, let's go meet an archmage.
Okay, so here's the last one. We have to insert the head. And just like she expected, this is going to open up a teleport.
And off we go.
Here goes. Whatever happens, I hope it leaves our parts intact.
Okay, so I'm going to drop a save here.
We're going into an archmage's tower. It'll all be fine. Or at least exciting.
Oh, you made it. Unfortunately, I still have reading to do. Amuse yourself with these skeletons while I finish this paragraph.
So much for
Okay, so
hospitality.
she's distracted. And she's left some people for us, or some things for us to deal with here. So I'm going to...
What do you expect from an archmage?
Ow.
It's easy when you do it.
Hit Reg.
I need my space.
You're not dead. What did you do?
I was just getting warmed up.
So, always a fun fight. Oh, and you know what? I never changed back off of the statuette. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Interesting. Alright, so let's go talk to her here.
Oh, look at the three of you. It's like something out of a book. A godlike of an unknown deity, a long-lost Rawatayan, and a rainbow-colored wizard. All looking for a garden, from what I've gleaned.
It is her. We felt the pluck of her fingers outside our door, searching. For us? Our prison? Who is she? What does she seek?
My little puzzle was very clever, wasn't it? A challenge and a parable, all at once.
Well, now that we're done with the formality of defeating the skeletons...
I needed you to understand me, yourself, and the gravity of our collective situation. Well, your situation. I'm mostly just an interested observer. I've never seen a godlike with your appearance before. What did you think I was trying to tell you with the puzzle? Indeed. Omelets need shattered eggs, after all. The point of the parable is quite simple. Sentimentality is a privilege. The village would have lived if they had chosen to sacrifice one dying soul for the good of many living ones. I hardly know, honestly. When you've lived as long as I have, it's easy to lose track of individual lives. More than anything, the whole challenge was for you to understand how I think. No one truly matters in the long run. Not even me, or the other archmages. It's what we leave behind. What matters is that our lives buy the world more history, more beauty, more time to create interesting things. Do you understand? For conversation with me, primarily. Most people find it difficult to relate to an archmage. And if you cannot do so, it will complicate my attempts to communicate with you. I hope you're not intending to enter the ruins. I won't open the path. And has been for some time. That is why I am here. I came to the Living Lands because the sickness here, this dream scourge, fascinated me. This plague shouldn't exist. It can't. And yet, it does. The essence of the Living Lands is falling into chaos and entropy. It's more powerful than anything I've seen. I suspect it has something to do with how the Adra has been severed from the rest of the world. I believe the answers lie in the ruins, but the essence there is so strong it's blocking my spell work, which has never happened before. Ever. No one enters Naku Kebel until I get to the bottom of this. Sorry. Curiouser and curiouser. What is so special about you, godlike? You have my interest. Show me if you live up to it. Are you? Oh my. I didn't think this was possible. Something I don't already know. I can't believe I overlooked this possibility. A god here, alone, trapped in the severed Adra. This explains so much. My magic being ineffective, the essence here being so intense. And you, godlike, with your unfamiliar appearance. You're the missing key to the lock, sealing Naku Kebel. You are a godlike of this strange, isolated, possibly miserable god. A piece of them resides in you. I have no doubt that like will recognize like. You will open the gates to Naku Kebel, and I will study this metaphysical aberration up close. Go. Find your so-called garden. Report your findings to me. Perhaps there is more to this than either of us alone can see. My thanks in return, godlike. It's not often that Kith, or really anything at all, can surprise me. I wish you luck on your journey, if you believe in such things. Just keep in mind that countless dream thralls are on the same path. I'm sure you'll survive. If not, well, lovely to have met you. Let's hope you remain unscathed. And you, Orlan, you seem a clever one. Take my grimoire. It will allow you to dispel the barrier I have set before the ruins. You have talent. Not any mage can dispel my illusions. Perhaps when this is over, we should speak again.
You want to speak again? Yeah, of course. Can't wait.
Look at her. Making new friends. Learning new spells. They grow up so fast.
The ruins are far in the northwest. The people here have named that area the Deadfall Highlands. No more wasting time. Off you go. Use the teleporter behind me to leave. Or jump, I suppose.
Okay, so you can go back and spend some time exploring this area. That door's not locked, but we don't need to. We got everything. We're going to take off.
Did just happen, right? I didn't imagine it. Ryngrim liked me, and my spellcraft, and she gave me her grimoire. Look, isn't it the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?
She's fangirling pretty bad.
We cut it close, but it paid off. With Ryngrim's grimoire, I think we can go to the ruins and find the garden.
And as long as nothing's burning, we're still ahead of Ludwig.
Then there's no time to waste. I must prepare for Naku Kebel. As must you.
Never thought I'd be so relieved to head into ancient ruins.
Okay, so here we can make our way back down. And now the whole wintry illusion here is gone. Okay, now what we're going to do, we need to head up here. Okay, but there's a fast travel point right next to it, so we're going to go to Thirdborn real quick. Because there's something that we're going to pick up.
Did you hear about Naku? We found him dead in the lighthouse.
Let me know if you need...
And we're going to pick up fair play here. Alright. So this is going to be a replacement for the Disappointer. That's why we didn't upgrade the Disappointer. And we're just going to head out to a camp. Doesn't matter which one. And we're going to get this upgraded. Marius wants to talk to us.
Let's not do that again. Let's stay out of Archmage's domains from now on. Sure, we made it out alive, but that outcome felt out of my hands more than I'd like. Right. I'm trying. All I'm good at is surviving, under specific conditions that make sense to me. When things don't make sense, what am I supposed to do? Just hope it all works out? Right. I wish I had thought of that. Anyway, I'm glad to be out of there. Time to curl up with some jerky and a few swigs of Wodak. Anyway. Pleasant dreams.
Okay, so let's go to the enchanting station here, and we'll look at fair play. The recompense perk that it comes with is pretty good. Killing an enemy restores 5% of your maximum health and 25% of your maximum stamina. Vengeful Shot, taunt and gain 100% critical hit chance against enemies that incapacitate one of your allies is worthless. It's just I think there's only going to be one encounter where maybe this would stand a chance, and you don't even have to have that encounter. It's just not great. However, the two perks here, Equal Footing, a power attack pulls the hit enemy into melee range. That is the exact opposite of what I want to do. But you can dual wield these and one-handed swords. So having this in your offhand means that you can pull enemies towards you, kind of isolate them from everybody else. So it can be useful in a specific build. However, we're going to go with Turnabout, which instead of 5% of your maximum health, we get 10% of our maximum health on a kill, and 50% of our maximum stamina instead of 25. That's going to allow us to do power attacks more often. It's going to allow us to dodge more often, and it's going to restore more health. Okay. So now let's take a look here and see fair play.
If you were at...
So right now we need to hit left alt and change, and we're going to put Karak's Pride and fair play. The Disappointer can go to our camp. Okay, and we're going to break that down. Break that down. That. The rest of it we can sell.
Asked where I was.
And let's look at our upgrades. So we need Blackwood branches and cave coral. And Balrog skin and cave coral. So cave coral we can craft a bunch of. Blackwood branch we can also craft a bunch of, and Balrog skin we can craft a bunch of. So let's just upcraft everything. Okay, and let's see what upgrades we have available to us. So we have 20... We can certainly upgrade the Gambison here. Okay, so we'd need 4... What do we need to get it up to legendary? So we could get it up with the exception of Adraban. And we can't craft any Adraban. We've got 3 awakened Adra, and that's it. So we could get it all the way up to the top of Superb, though. And we'd have 23 cave coral left. So yeah, I think we do that. And now for one last trick here. That would leave us with 12 Blackwood branches. That would be able to get Karak's Pride up to 2. think we do that. Okay, and then we'll work on upgrading fair play a little bit later. What we're going to really be interested in is, again, once we get, we're right at the edge of being able to upgrade the Gambeson, which is exactly what we want to be. We'll be able to get enough here through the ending of this to upgrade, or to get Karok's Pride right there at the edge of Legendary tier as well. So that then once we get into the next area, we'll be able to really start getting them maxed out to Legendary tier as quick as we can.
Last evening, what would you say?
Depends who's asking.
No one?
Listen, thank you for visiting Tama's memorial with me. I didn't think I'd ever trust someone the way I trusted him, but both of you have a clarity of purpose I've never seen in anyone else. I'm happy to be proven wrong. I know. I'd forgotten what that feels like. Like I just woke up with a hangover. Every feeling, every memory I tried to keep a lid on is sloshing around, and I'm struggling to keep my balance. But I'm also remembering moments I hadn't let myself think on in a long time. Feeling a warmth I couldn't get close to. It's a process.
We think of grief as a burden, as something to be conquered. After a while, it gets to be so familiar, it's almost a source of comfort.
I wish this were another burden to conquer. That would feel easier. It's hard to imagine grief ever being a comfort, but I'll have to take your word for it.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I'll get there. And thank you for seeing this through with me. Was there something else? Tama's memory. Never knew how to separate it from this place. And the longer I stayed away, the harder it felt to come back. Until you came along, I thought I'd be able to avoid it forever. Thirdborn's missing a lot of familiar faces. And the youngsters who've grown up and the new arrivals, they seem green. Like they're cut from a different cloth, a more delicate one.
This plague is tearing everything apart at the seams. Healing may take years, if not generations.
Maybe you're both right. Thirdborns only survived because the people were tougher than the wilds. I just hope the people living behind those walls know how to keep them standing. Yeah, it was tough to see him like this. But I'm glad you didn't give him the heart. He's always been the toughest among us. And even if he won't admit it, he doesn't want anyone seeing him at his weakest. But it's more important that he say his goodbyes. Properly. They would have taken it hard. I'm glad we could spare them that much. And about Capo's secret. I wish you'd let it out. Strange as it feels to say this. After dealing with my past, it feels like we're keeping a big part of the man he was from the people who knew him best. Well, don't get me wrong. I know these revelations are messy, but better to air them out than let them rot and fester. Night.
Alright, so I think that's all of talking. Let's get our cooking done. See if we can craft more black broths. Okay, and then more grog and I think we probably have enough ivory spinner and sporling firepot, but we'll just craft those. And we are going to head up here. Now that's the first of 4 parts done. All 3 of the remaining parts take place inside
The magical
of
ability required to make such a barrier.
Naku Kebel.
It's remarkable.
Stay
Okay,
sharp.
and that's
The
where
path
we're
to the
going
ruins is swarming
over
with dream
there.
thralls.
We're going to be making our way to it, though, through here. More corrupted Adra. So let's head down here and make our way around. I just pulled that one. Yeah, that second
We
shot
make a good
was just bad. I just pulled that one off. Can't blame hit registration for that one.
Right behind you.
Okay. And you'll see that we're starting to get superb crafting materials in here. We're going to find a lot of superb crafting materials in this area. So that's why I'm not too worried about being able to upgrade anything.
Next one's mine.
Their cones are going to go away here in a second. So where's this one at? Don't know. Okay, so we did reach level 20. And for a ranger, that's going to open up the last 2 ranks here. So now our critical hit chance is going to go up by an additional 5%. And our ranged weapon damage against unaware enemies is going to go up by an additional 5%. Then we can start into staggering shot. So this is going to unlock staggering shot here, which is going to get 40% more stun with power attacks with bows and guns. That's going to go up to 70% and 90%. So it's a huge jump in the amount of stun we can do and how often we're going to be getting critical hit chances, or I mean power stun attacks against enemies. Don't know what's happening with this. Don't care.
Quiet as the depths.
It's like a truck. Where did he go? And I'm just hitting all the way across the map too. They're gonna come out here. Okay, well, let's go clear this out. I wasn't planning to go clear this out right now, but we certainly can. And there's a crafting ingredient there. These Magrin's Fury are up above. is just... It's like a truck. See how much stun we're dealing?
Back off!
You can get those critical hits really, really quickly. Or those power attack stun hits very, very quickly.
Coming in hot.
Okay, and if we continue up around this way, we're going to be heading over toward toward that location. We probably want to go back down. I can get back down from here, actually.
So many dream thralls. You think something's drawing them here?
So this is where we're going to end up going here. I don't think there's a fast travel point here. But we... I guess I can clear this out down below later. On the way out.
Take your best shot.
Devour!
You tear it all off.
I let you have that one.
Ooh, just hit so hard now.
Just like the good old days.
Alright, so let me go check behind, check up here real quick.
Looks like the gardener hasn't been here in a bit. I don't think we can get through.
Alright. So we'll go up here and we'll have Yatsley dispel this illusion. We can make our way in. And the interior of this, like I say, is broken up into 3 parts.
I've dreamt of exploring Naku Kebel for years, to find out what happened to the godless who built this and why they vanished. Oh, hopefully an abundance of history, artifacts, relics, anything really. Though I wasn't expecting such interesting remains.
There must have been a battle here long ago. See those metal corpses? We saw them around Naku to deck too.
These are magfolk. They're often found in many godless ruins, but they are definitely not godless. Oh, they're everywhere, but no one knows where they came from exactly. Apparently, they weren't fans of the godless. Godless ruins are filled with magfolk remains, but no records of them exist in Akedan lore. I don't think the Godless did well against the Magfolk.
Still, I wonder why they fell. Were they overwhelmed, or taken by surprise, or something else?
Years. Blood like a fountain. No quarter. Nothing spared.
Wait. Did the voice in your head just talk? What did it say? Perhaps more. It's impossible to know the true count. Anything of historic importance is often blood-soaked. Are you ready? We're entering one of their holiest places. Who knows what we'll find? Okay. Got my wand, got my grimoire. Let's go already. Worthan Roth.
Got sleep in our attendants already.
We remember. They loved, and we loved in return.
Alright, so now we're ready to enter into
We are
Naku
nearly
Kebel.
free now. We remember. They loved, and we loved in return.
Oh, God.
Who's ready for more?
Yeah, Rex. Okay. And we'll stay out of the shock water. Okay, Yahtzee, dispel this. And here we are into the main area of Naku Bell.
Oh,
As we
look at that Audra. What else might be here?
As we get more through this, different areas of this are going to open up. So there may appear that there are areas that we can't reach right now. But we'll be able to reach them at some point later on. And I'm going to take a basted beast here.
The heart of the Akita beats. Our veins stir. You are close. Seek the ancient kith who dwell here. They will show you the way.
Okay, so she mentions talking to some kith that are here. You can see we've got these kind of closed off and locked off doors around here that we can't get to. Then we have this Audra in the middle. This is going to be the final spot we're going to get to here.
The brambles? How did you... Oh, and someone's here now. No one's ever in the ruins.
And this is the first of the 3 areas that we're going to have to go through.
That's a ghost. That's an Akedan ghost.
You don't belong here. Why have you come? What business do you have in this place? Tell me, before I strike you down. And the gardener. Of course, they'd seek more souls to help them.
The gardener. That must be how the ancient Akedans referred to their god. To stop it all.
I am Numena, Tebaro Senakis, and guardian of the Akeda and the living lands. They came swarming, relentless, these juggernauts. So many they stole the heat from the stars. They brought death to our temples. They brought doom to our king. And the sky held no sun as our children screamed.
Oh, I know this. You speak of the Magfolk.
Yes, Story Seeker. Their corpses remain, as do our memories of what they did to us. We would have offered them everything, just to save some piece of us. But they did not speak. The Deathbringers were only there for the slaughter. Our words were burned. Our buildings were broken. Anything that was of Akeda, they destroyed.
That's why there are no records. No histories.
We fought so hard, but we fell too. Then they trapped our gardener.
Trapped. A sepulchre of endless night. Bones beneath roots. Stop this. The memory, it scorches our wounds. The light, it blinded us. Why were we so afraid?
The gardener quickens. This hastens our fears. The gardener was afraid, yes. They were terrified. That was all they saw. Death hungers and cannot be sated. That which killed the Akeda wants more slaughter still. So our gardener calls then, begging one more time to be set free.
We wait. They know. They understand. Why do they hinder you?
When the gardener calls, there is no turning away. But you will prove yourself to us through a series of trials. Survive these trials, and you will know the way to the garden. First is a trial of strength. Demonstrate your might against our ancient dead, and earn the right to face the second. You saw. Yes, she was tested. She was trained to build and lead. But she fell, as did all the cities of my people when the Magfolk came. Go now. Your trials begin.
Okay, so this is the first, like she says, the first of 3.
We just spoke to an ancient Akedan.
And we're going to get into a fight pretty quick. Okay, so we're gonna buff up here.
Oh, no, you don't! Left flank! They really didn't need to go through all this trouble just for us.
Well, they did. So, yeah, you get into a fight right off the bat here. It's best to try and focus on... There are no priests in here, so it's best to focus on the rangers. But really, it's... You go after whoever's attacking you. Because you rarely get a chance to rest during that fight. So just keep moving around, you'll be alright.
That ghost called you a Tebaru Sanakis. That must be what the Akita called their godlikes. This mural looks idyllic, doesn't it? Sapadal is helping the Akitans grow and flourish. They seem happy.
Okay, and you want to look at all of the murals that you're going to find in here. As you go, there's a reason for that that will come down, that will be made apparent in the final fight. Actually... Okay, and being up here is going to give you an advantage in the next fight here. Okay, your companions will head down in there and fight, but you're pretty safe up here at the top. The only ones that can get up here or that can do anything to you are the lava blights. And most of the time the arcing on their shots can't reach you up here. But they can't jump up here. Okay, so we'll just do some searching here.
I'll have to do a more thorough reading later, but it looks like notes from the architect. It seems Naku Kebel was divinely inspired, so it's Sapadal's fault you got lost earlier.
Now you should know where we are. This is back in that room where we went down. Came in through that way. Otherwise, you'll enter into this room by coming down here and be right in the middle of this fight here. Inside this room. It's much easier if you're up there.
Nice of them to give us a little break, isn't it?
I get the feeling they're not done with us.
Get a very similar situation here.
They're coming out of the wall.
Good one! On your left, dear!
What just hit me? Oh, now I know what hit me. Ow. All right. So, took a lot of hits there, but you can see the power of, like, Basted Beast and the Ivory Spinner Stew. Normally, if you have a lot of food HP built up, it doesn't regenerate your health very fast when you're in combat, but that's what the Ivory Spinner Stew does, is it lets you replenish your health from that health pool a lot faster.
That's the last of them. So much for the first trial. On to the second.
Okay, and now you can see that the illusions dispel. And over here, don't forget to take the Star of Unbeing. So the Star of Unbeing is a one-handed mace, and it's a really good one. The successful special attack casts Pull of Aora. It's, especially if you are a one-handed tank build, or you're using this with a shield, that can be very, very useful to pull everybody in next to you, and deal high poison accumulation power attacks. There's also an upgrade to this, or an enchant to this. It makes those poison attacks do an AoE effect, which is once you pull everybody next to you, that can be extraordinarily useful. So for your one-handed tank builds, the Star of Unbeing is actually really, really good. Okay, and now you can see we're back in the main room. So the first one's been opened up. This is the first one. That's where we came in. So now the second one is going to be available.
Look! Now we've got another door open.
And it's over here.
Open. And another.
Come forward. You have the gardener's markings, but you are not one of us. You did not fall with us. Why have you come here? Tell me your mind. Tell me what writhes in it. The Magfolk sought the gardener too, and our gardener did not want to be found. Our gardener knew what the Magfolk would do, and they broke the world to keep themselves safe. The waters boiled, the land opened, the rivers rose, and we drowned.
We broke the pain. We died with them. How good did we do this? We bleed, they bleed, the Magfolk strike. How could we pierce the vein? We cannot, we writhe. Why must we feel this again?
There were so few of us left when the Magfolk were at our doors. How could you know of this? Yes, their ways are strange and volatile, and you will need to show wisdom to navigate them. Their ways are not the ways of people. You want a path to the garden? Pass this trial of the mind. Show me how clever you are. We will know the breadth of your wisdom before we let you learn what our gardener truly is.
Okay, so those conversation options that I'm picking are because we have gone to the Strangled Audra, and because we have listened to the memories as well, and we've learned a bit of the history of the Akita. That's going to come in key, like I say, at the end of this, as well as those murals that we're reading, in how things are going to play out.
This is so exciting. Don't you feel alive?
So here,
for now,
if you look at this, it looks a little green. That's because this is acid. You can use it to jump across there, or you can jump across here, grab the healing potion, and then jump across. And this part 2 of this is in its own little instance. And that's because we're now outside, and there are traps all over this place. So you can kind of time it, but you don't really have to. I'm going to drop a save here. And then over here to the side, you have a new little area.
Stand back.
And this whole area, or this whole instance here, is all about the traps. So you need to be on the lookout while you're moving through all of this. And see, this takes you back out past all of those. Now you just have this one to do. And then down here, this is just a way to go if you fall off of this. So you don't have to go down there. There's nothing down there. I don't think. Oh. No? I didn't think this is... I thought this was just the way to get back up. Oh no, maybe it's not. Yeah, I need to go this way. Okay, and then here is your way up.
These ghosts aren't very helpful, are they?
Maybe you just gotta soften them up a little. Lay on the charm.
Perhaps they're just unused to visitors? Surely they'll warm up to us eventually.
And then here, you have another trap. Okay, you can kind of see the battering rams there. So you can kind of move onto it, and then you can trigger it. Move out of the way. Oh. You know, I even knew there was a fourth one, and I walked around this corner, and I was like, wait, what? I thought there were 4 here. But then again, just like the previous spot, you can bypass this. By disarming it. Okay, now that's not going to disarm everything in here. Sorry, I'm looking to see. My cats were messing around my computer and I heard a couple of things beep, so I'm making sure everything is still okay. So I'm going to go run through this real quick, and when I get to the other side, I'm probably going to have to take a grog.
There can't be that much more. Right?
To clear the fire damage. Thought you could read this mural. Maybe there's another one just like it.
This just seems unfair.
Those spirits are lucky they're dead already.
Okay, now that's not going to completely disarm things. There's another way to go here. So don't walk on the sides. It's going to trigger those. I know there's a way up there. And then from here, you want to run from safe spot to safe spot. Kind of give it a second for them to quit. Now I know I can get up there, but as soon as I step on that, I'm gonna get hit. So let's take another grog. I think I've got plenty of them. No, I don't, but I've got enough. Okay, so yeah. It's not going to let me get up. There's another way up there. I know there is. How did I get up there in my personal playthrough? Okay, it's not out here, so. Yeah, because I know I got up there because when I was up there in my personal playthrough, I shot that from behind. And now we're back into Naku Kebel.
The Echidans are being less welcoming than I'd hoped.
If they're last visitors with the mag folk, I can see why.
They must be trying to protect their garden. Still, this feels hostile.
Make no mistake.
Here you're going to get Nimana's Ward. So Nimana's Ward is a successful parry, grants you temporary health. If you're using this with the mace that we talked about a little bit ago, it can actually get a lot of your health back. Your stamina buildup normally on that build is really high, and using this in conjunction with that lets you successfully parry a lot more. If you take the, if you're also using this in your offhand with Fair Play in your right, you can use Fair Play to get your stamina and your health back, and Nimana's Ward to give you temporary health, and you can just keep buffing that temporary health up with Fair Play. So another really good combination as well.
I'm sure it's hostile.
Here's that mural that I was thinking about.
Judging by this mural, the relationship the Akita had with her god was complicated. Perhaps Sapidal was a little moody? This mural almost makes me feel nervous.
Okay, so we're learning a little bit more about what happened to the Akita. We've seen some of their dangers that have, or some of their catastrophes that have befallen them, and it sounds like some of those probably were caused by Sapidal. And you can see the last section getting ready to open over there.
Another door is revealed. Looks like a list of building materials. Probably for Naku Kebel itself.
So again, right back where we started, the main entrance.
You bear our God. Somehow you've proven to have strength and wit. We now see what you represent. We know the truth of you. We cannot risk you causing another calamity. You know of this. Imana's brethren were mistaken. But we would know what's best for our gardener. We understand what they are. No more words. You have not earned the right. Finish your last trial. You come as a supplicant. You do not have the privilege of questions. Go.
Okay, so now into the third trial.
This is our last trial.
Of course these trials require a leap of faith.
Okay, so a leap of faith is what this needs. You don't have to save here. You're not going to die. That chest you'll be able to get a little bit later.
You bear our gardener's mark.
Okay, so from here you want to turn around. And here's that chest that was on our radar.
The gardener has grown roots into the Outlander.
What do you truly seek with our God?
This is... Oh. Well, seems like some of the construction crew had all kinds of fun.
Okay, I'm gonna drop a save here. And I'm going to take a charming libation. You don't really need it.
The fur on the back of my neck is standing up.
Somehow you bested our trials. Like vermin, you persist.
Like vermin, you endured. You kept your head.
You live where worthier souls have fallen. But your journey ends here.
Soil hardens. Hesitation. Why do we smell fear? We are here to be found. Why? Why will they not free us?
This is where you die, Outlander. We cannot risk you provoking the Gardener and causing another calamity.
Be that as it may, we still won't risk another. You must perish, Outlander.
We will not have the Gardener break this land again. You cannot convince us otherwise.
Accusations like water. We do not recognize our face. The ripples break. What do they hide from us? Why do they turn away?
Now, lay your life down. We will all rest quietly. The Gardener will not be disturbed.
Okay, you're going to get a class or a genre-specific option here.
How do I know you will not lead them astray?
And as long as you've got Ankala's memory here that you've done through the ancient memories, you'll have this option.
And you will guide them from the dark? I worry I will regret this, but I shall stand aside. Let the other two be your opponents.
Okay, and now you're only going to have to fight 2 and not 3.
Here we go!
And you want to focus on the embers first here. And then Numena. And that's because the Tenrus, and look at how much stun I'm doing.
You think they're really dead this time?
Because
and it
he
looks
has
like
a
we've got a
heal
prize on the
where he
table
can
over
bring
there.
their health
Let's take a
completely
look,
back
shall
up
we?
to full when he gets within melee range of them. So you really want to make sure you've taken him out as quickly as you can.
I've never seen an Akedan device like this. These mechanisms, they mark the locations of important sites. It's a map.
Ever closer. We must speak of this.
Doesn't look like any map I've ever seen. But I'll take your word for it.
Don't rush me, dearie. Akedan isn't easy to translate, you know.
So close. We reach. Find us in the Adra.
Your gods said hello, didn't they? Go on then, deal with them. I need time to translate.
Okay, so now in here, this is actually the chest that was marked on our map previously. And this has Renga's Clarity in it. The Renga's Clarity gets a straight upgrade to Intellect and Perception. Now that would be another bonus to my critical hit chance, but it's not enough to outweigh what I'm getting with Ring of Prosperity's Fortune and Ring of Pain Amplification. Or I could give up damage for more chance with that, but for me, it's not worth it.
Envoy, your god wants a chat.
Come, we yearn for answers.
I'm gonna drop a save here.
You are here. You heard us in the roots. You seek the garden. You know the way. But the Tabaru Sanakis, they turn from you. You have shown us only kindness and patience. Surely they would welcome you as kin, grafted from the same root. Ungrateful! They forget what we have done for them, how we loved them. We were theirs, and they were ours, and we told them to protect the wild and the green. In return, we promised to protect them, and we were true. Always, we protected them. We did not choose this. We did not want this. The earth shook. The waters rose. We will not remember. Do not question us. Blame slips between the bones like a blade. We lived in harmony. We were at peace, and then they came with metal bodies and murderous intent. We tried to stop them. We did not want them to die. We loved them. We tried. We loved them so much. We did not cause pain. The spirits lie. We love them most. They twist our words. We will show you. Let us offer you another gift. A seedling of power. We will show you our favor. Wait. An intruder. The piercing light. She draws near. The wire. A razor in our throat. Stop her! We writhe. We bleed. She brings the purging fire at her back. She comes to trap us. Out! Out! Send her out! Set us free!
Wake up! Wake up! What happened? Are you all right? What did you do?
I don't know what you and Sapadal were jawing about, but it must have been juicy because the Adra started to shake and hum.
You can't hear all the Dream Thralls trying to get in now. What happened with Sapadal? Once we get past all these Dream Thralls, I'd be excited to see what scares a god. They're flooding the area, so I think it's a great time to leave. Now! The map points us to Galawain's tusks. We'll find the way to the garden there. We just have to find a godless tower on the southern coast, and boom! There's our entrance into the garden.
Galawain's tusks. That's out of the fire and into the volcano. First, we've got to get out of here alive. Steel yourselves.
Okay, so you want to drop a save here. Now the key to this is just to get out. You can fight if you would like. It's not going to gain you anything other than experience, and you can use this as somewhat of an experience farm, but it's very, very slow. You really just want to get out of here. The enemies will continually respawn, so it doesn't matter how many of them you kill. They're always going to keep coming back. So you just want to get out of here.
Oh, big mistake.
Let's go. Before more show.
Okay, once you get outside, you're free of all of that. Now, what you can do, this door is not locked behind you.
Nice shot.
Trespassers. Who goes?
Invaders in the garden!
And we've already looked at all of this. So what you can do once you're out, if you do want to kind of kill some more enemies, you can go back inside of there, and then you have no enemies at your back. Now everybody's in front of you, and you can kind of kill some, you can turn around and leave, buff back up, go back in, rinse and repeat. It's, like I say, it's really not worth it. It simply takes too long to go through and do it. But if you want to, you can. So I think everything's done down there.
It's almost eerie how you do that.
Okay, and then in here, remember when we first came around this on the outside, she commented that it looked like it was overgrown and that the gardener hadn't been here yet. That gives you a hint to come back this way on your way out.
Someone's eager to meet us. Next one. Onward, watch your left.
Coming from your right.
And here's Vriska. So now that this is up, I'm going to buff up here. Take a grog to get rid of the poison.
On the left.
Another down.
Look at all that stun. Now I'm gonna head back up.
doing the job.
All right. Worked out pretty well. It gets a little sporty every once in a while in there, but again, you have to kind of manage kind of where the enemies are and don't get trapped into a corner, because it is, if you're fighting up here like I was, it is very easy to get trapped up there, especially when Vriska comes out, because her hitbox is so huge. But just keep moving around, you'll be alright. Here you have the Wavebinder robes. So these are plus 25% critical hit chance with pistols and arquebuses. And plus 30% resistance to frost accumulation. That last part doesn't really matter. The 25% hit chance with pistols and arquebuses though, this is giving us a plus 15% reload speed. This is going to give us an 88% chance to do critical hit damage, and we're doing 185% critical hit damage when Black Broth is active. That means that we're just basically always doing critical hits. And those critical hits hit incredibly hard whenever we're going up against boss enemies and that sort of stuff. So it's something that how I normally play it is when I go into boss encounters, I change over to the Wavebinder robes to get that plus 25% critical hit chance. Then after I'm done with the boss, I change back to get the reload speed so that I can go after the smaller enemies, clear up the ads, so to speak, a lot faster. So I'm going to be upgrading both of those. At this time, I'm going to be getting rid, or not getting rid of, but I'm going to be stashing the Blackwing armor, because these are the only ones that I'm going to be using. Okay, these two here. And yeah, it's a really good piece of armor. For this build that I'm doing anyway.
You take lead.
Who disturbs us? Swarm, devour! You tear it all off.
Just hits like a truck. It's just, it's a little crazy what this build does once you get farther through it, like this. Like I say, it's borderline OP. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so nothing here. We're gonna be going up there in a second. Let me see if there are more enemies to kill. There are. And there's something else going on here that we want to pay attention to. Oh, that was That was double collats. Oh man, the damage while the Black Broth is
Nothing
up
like
is
a win
just
with a
so
good team.
insane.
Who goes there?
I mean, almost 3k damage.
We've got company!
And this is the area that I told you we were going to be clearing out on the way out. Okay, now we've already been over there, but it's respawned.
Looks easy
That was
when you
3k damage. That's going on above us, the noises that you hear. And we'll see what that is here in a second. Because now we're cleared out down here, we can head up.
You're mine now.
I let you have that one.
You can see there's a steel garrote soldier here who's fighting.
Get off me!
It's kind of funny with the steel garrote soldiers though, you can't save them. They will actually just keel over and die, even if you do save them. Okay, and I'm gonna save here. And I'm going to take a charming libation.
Worse than the situation.
Ruins are overgrown with corruption. We should burn it out before it spreads.
You're a
Envoy, I hope you found what you were looking for. Because those ruins are about to be a distant memory. I have eyes in every corner of the living lands. Some more discreet than others. This is a spring from which the Dream Scourge flows, injecting poison into the veins of the island.
No, a cleansing fire. Poison or cure?
The same poison that spread to Fior Messiverno, and even now rots the city from within. Stand by my side, and we can strike a blow at the Dream Scourge. And at Sapadal. An Inquisitor seeks answers, some through interrogation, others through prayer. I've been watching you, Envoy. You, who survived when so many godlike fell. I even asked the gods what made you so remarkable. And the burned queen opened my eyes to what you are. We knew the chaos of the living lands had an origin. How could I have known that you were its offspring? Different wars on the same battlefield. There are 2 plagues in the living lands. Help me destroy one, and the other will follow.
Ashes. Nothing of the Akita will remain.
We may not burn out the Dream Scourge here, but we can burn out its symptoms and take the fight to your patron.
Spirits cry out, bury the fire, but still they rage.
Fighting a superior force is one thing, but fighting a god is another. Is she really suggesting that?
Always thinking with your sword. You zealots never change. I happen to like these ruins. They've been very informative. Without them, I'd never have learned there was a new god in the living lands.
Another reason why they should be destroyed. Sapadal is dangerous, but an archmage is more unpredictable by far.
I do love it when people choose to listen to reason. I have an alternate solution to the problem at hand.
This should be amusing.
I am not talking to you, am I? Don't interrupt me.
Don't make me separate your skin from your muscle. I can sever the connection between the Adra in the ruins and the rest of the living lands. It will isolate the dream-scourged essence and halt the creation of new dream thralls in Shatterscarp. But those that exist will remain. My solution will end the plague in this region, I believe, and keep Ludwig from having to do terrible things to those nice ruins. I knew I liked you for a reason. Yes, there is a catch. It's also what you may call a large one. Severing the Adra will require the use of a truly immense amount of essence, which, well, will result in a few deaths.
A few deaths? What about Quilici? And the other Furians? And Quilici?
Gentle sleep. One moment day, the next, a poppy's dream to carry them to the Garden of Night. They would feel no pain.
I'm so very glad you recall. Well, in layman's terms, she's going to rip the essence out of a bunch of people in Shatterscarp. For what it's worth, her theory is sound. She could stop the Dream Scourge. In Shatterscarp, at least.
A few dozen people may die. Possibly 100 or so in the more dire scenarios.
What? This is your solution?
There is no control over who will perish in the process. But it will stop the Dream Scourge from spreading in Shatterscarp. No new Dream Thralls will be created.
Ryngrim is one of the smartest people alive. If she says this is the way, it's hard to argue. No matter how much we might want to.
You can't be entertaining this. Not after what we've seen. The frozen corpses, the twisted riddles. The Dream Scourge is a tragedy, but she's a monster. You can't leave Thirdborn at her mercy.
It's not an ideal solution. But it is easier to save a life when you've amputated the necrotic limb, so to speak.
At least I'm not the only rational voice in this debate. She would sacrifice the very people we're trying to save, and for what? Not even to destroy the Dream Scourge. Merely to slow it down.
Destroying the ruins and killing the Dream Thralls within is also a short-term measure. Ludwig's solution will eventually result in the same number of casualties, possibly even more. If such an alternative existed, I'd have suggested it already. So long as the Dream Scourge exists, more people will become infected. And the infected will take more lives, and this will continue indefinitely.
She has no idea what the consequences of her actions might be. And neither do you. Envoy, I want to show you something. I swore an oath to my goddess. A solemn vow that I would give everything in service to her. Even myself. And I did so, gladly. Sapadal wants the same devotion from you. The only difference is, you never had a choice. An avowed servant of a higher power, much like you. The mask is my true face, my covenant with my goddess. The obligation I chose. And what makes you so sure the decision is truly yours? Sapadal has been whispering in your ear, guiding you, influencing you. You owe Sapadal nothing, and yet they demand everything. That is not devotion. It's cruel.
Yes, quite difficult to decide whether to believe your new god or the angry skeleton actively threatening us.
This isn't about Sapadal. This is about every man, woman, and child in Shatterscarp.
Godlike. I leave the choice to you. Both options will bring harm. The question is, which will bring more good?
Okay, so here is your choice.
Perhaps not. But one of these solutions will bring an end to the matter in Shatterscarp. Remember the village and the statue it couldn't repair. Remember the lesson I tried to teach you. None of our lives matters. Not when they might cost us the future. Now choose, Envoy. Destroy the ruins and the Dream Thralls, but allow the plague to keep spreading. Or sever the Adra and end the plague in Shatterscarp, with an unknowable number of casualties.
She toys with you with innocent lives, while I offer only the truth.
Okay, so...
Call it an experiment. To see if a mortal can think of futures beyond one's lifetime. And be less sentimental than the village about its statue. Also, I rather loathe the Inquisitor. She's far too used to getting her own way.
Periological and self-absorbed. You hold a blade to the throat of my soldiers, but that's no excuse for wasting my time. Envoy, I hate to be in this position, but at least the choice is in Adiran hands. So choose.
So your choices here are to destroy the ruins or to sever the Adra. Now, this does have an end game. It's got a current repercussion and it's got an end game repercussion. But the end game repercussion also is modified by what you say when you talk to the ambassador after this is over. The first thing that happens is that there are two different godlike powers that you're going to get here. If you destroy the ruins, then you're going to get a power that increases your overall damage and regenerates hit points over time. If you sever the Adra, then you're going to get a godlike ability which increases your movement speed to the max for 20 seconds. One of them is obviously more useful than the others, but that means you'd have to be destroying the ruins. Now, the current repercussions of this are that if you destroy the ruins, then Adir tends to want to take over Thirdborn, and you have to talk to the ambassador about what that's going to mean. But all of the people in Thirdborn survive for now, but some of them are going to be showing signs of being turned into Dream Thralls. They're not currently going to be Dream Thralls, but some of them are going to be showing the signs to indicate that they are going to be changing. If you sever the Adra, then those same people are going to be dead. Well, most of those same people, with the exception of one, are going to be dead when you get back to the city. It's not anybody that is super important, so you're not going to be losing out on any of the merchants or anything like that. But there will be dead bodies all over Thirdborn when you get back, and Temerity is going to be really upset with you. So, and then that has its own set of consequences when you talk to the ambassador, if you're going to sever the Adra. So there are a bunch of different combinations here. In my personal playthrough, I severed the Adra. In this playthrough, I'm going to destroy the ruins. I loathe siding with Ludwin on this, but we saved the city of Fior by fighting against Ludwin. We're going to save the city of Thirdborn by siding with her. Now this is going to upset both Ryngrim and Yatsli really. They're going to be really upset about it, but they're not going to, Yatsli isn't going to leave your party or anything like that because of it. She's just going to be upset about it. So I'm going to pick to destroy the ruins.
What? No!
I will honor your decision, even if I think you're a disappointment.
Your patron deity might object, but the living will thank us for it.
Burn, destroy, we twine.
Soldiers of the Steel Garrote, you heard her. Bring it down.
And there's Scion of the Immortal Lord. It's an active ability where you increase your damage and grant health regeneration for 12 seconds.
Bring it down.
The Dream Thralls are no match for our might.
You have destroyed a place of great power. A part of your heritage, no less. Now that I know a new god was the reason for those anomalies in Naku Kebel, there's nothing left for me in the living lands. Your decision may yet still kill thousands. We don't know the kind of casualties that will follow. But that is for you to wrestle with. I'm done here. However, I have one final question for your young wizard.
For... me?
You have shown a great deal of talent, Yatsli. Few can dispel my illusions so easily. I could use your assistance, and the companionship. It's really dreary being alone. Should you wish to return with me, I would happily take you on as my apprentice. The rest of the circle do not often visit, which is good because they're tiresome. You, however, are a power worth shaping, and rather delightful to boot.
Well, obviously, I'm... Wait. Really? You want me to... Wow. That would be... amazing! But I have to think about it. At the very least, the envoy would be lost without me. And so would my lover. Though the idea of finally devoting more time to magic is tempting.
Don't worry. My work will still be here when you're done with your godlike's quest. Whatever you decide, it will be some months before I depart. You know where to find me. Be clever, godlike. Don't think too much with your heart.
What a waste.
Okay, so they brought down the ruins. And now if we look at our quest log, we need to speak to Temerty and Thirdborn.
Who needs fabric? We still have stock.
Oh hey, Envoy. Be sure to check out our new bereavement sale. Get discount. Welcome.
I did want to check. Okay, so he has lockpicks here. We've been using a few of those, so just wanted to get
The
buff
lift
back
is
up.
only for goods, they said.
And Temerty's up there.
The ruins? What happened? I heard them fall to rubble. It comes, it sings, it dreams of war and blood and smoke. And did you have a hand, Envoy? You and your Inquisitor destroyed hundreds of years of history and time, and silver lights flashing bright. Ruins break into bones, they do. They make a necklace, a collar of time. We choke and die. I'm sorry, I think I need a moment. Smoke and rhyme, we are losing time.
Oh no.
I think she's already slipping away from us. We've got to stop this plague, Envoy.
Sing black, sing silver, songs of permission. Yes, yes, go. Yes, leave.
A butterfly emerges, a dream of peace.
Okay, so that's going to complete Shadows of the Past and start Our Dreams Divide Us Still. So for this one, we want to do one more thing before we leave, though, and that is we want to go back up to here.
Beware and be aware.
Okay, so right here.
You see that too, right? The ice. You see it? I dream about the ice sometimes. It talks to me. I don't know what it's saying, but it makes me afraid. The Archmage whispered something to me, but I don't remember what. And I'm not sure I want to either. She's broken all of us. Even the Zoribs. Poor bastards. A Deering, wasn't I? But I've been so busy with the Zorbs. They're smarter than we think. There was one with the most beautiful spear. I wanted it. I told the Archmage. She said... Dead like all of us. The ice came for it. It'll come for us all. Did you see its spear? Something beautiful in this cold dark. Oh, beautiful. Beauty. Warm as blood. Thank you. For you, beauty. You're mine now. We will be warm together.
Okay, and that's going to give us the Draconic Charm. You channel a Zorp tribe's Draconic deity to become uninterruptible and breathe fire at your enemies. It's actually a pretty cool effect to watch when you use it. Not something that we're going to do, again, for that up-close melee build. It's much more useful, but not for us. Okay, now I'm going to be over here towards Galawain's Tusks. This will be the last thing that we do today. No, I can't remember. Okay, that's right here.
Maybe there's some hope for Thirdborn after all.
You're pretty impressive, Adiran. Gato is hard to convince.
So those two that we managed to stand down up there.
Safe travels to you.
Temerity sent word. Said you were good to go. But she didn't sound right, Envoy.
To the water in the dark, to the roots, away into the nothing.
Things are still strange. I'd watch my step if I were you.
And now we're going to enter into Galawain's Tusks.
I'm sorry, but before anything else, I need a word with you. Of course, I understand the impulse of wanting to save those in Thirdborn.
You understand the impulse? Where's this going?
But think of all that we lost because of you and that monster. Again, I understand the impulse, Envoy, but you must think of future generations.
Did you really just say think of the children to justify killing?
I've heard enough. Even Ludwig wouldn't go that far.
Ludwig is a fool. Her brain has rotted away with the rest of her. We have no reason to believe that the Dream Scourge has been stopped, by the way. It certainly hasn't stopped Dream Scourge from appearing everywhere else in the Living Lands.
Then maybe we turn a few more of these ruins into heaps of rubble. I can't see anything good that's come out of them.
Maybe stop talking while you're ahead.
Years of lost history found, just in time to be erased by two Adiran fools. I suppose I thought you were smarter than this. How disappointing. Ryngrim knows more about the Dream Scourge than the dead woman burning down homes.
I hate to say it, Yatsli, but we're not changing anyone's mind today. Let's talk later. Just the two of us.
Fine, fine. You're right. It's done. Let's just focus on getting to the garden.
While that parting is probably the closest Ludwig gets to friendly, I'm not looking forward to our paths crossing again.
Frankly, I'll take any opportunity we get to ruin Ludwig's day.
I'll say this much for the Inquisitor. She's stubborn. like a rat. And we gave her everything she wanted.
I'd say we shouldn't stay on her bad side, but I'm not sure she has any other sides.
You know her better than any of us. What's your read? My vote's on a pack of small, enthusiastic dogs. Wait, was that an if?
Well, the joke's on her in any case. Ludwig won't get very far without that map. She'll be scratching her skull.
Somehow, I don't think she'll let that stop her for long.
And Ludwig definitely strikes me as someone who doesn't leave food on her plate.
I believe it. And we'll cross that bridge with you when we get to it.
Ludwig and her steel garrote have the numbers and the power, but we have spunk and a map. And that might just be enough to find the garden before she does.
We're all competing for the same thing. A place we barely understand, with no guarantees of what we'll find there. Still, I am determined to reach the garden, above all else.
Ugh, that's just a pile of Sokka. Oh, now you're listening to me, all of a sack of sup sudden. You won't find a blessed thing. This wild beetle chase of yours is a Padraku waste of time. To get to the garden, you have to go through Galawain's tusks. The land is made of lava and acid. It wants to eat you alive.
So it's tough odds. We've gotten this far together.
Tough odds is an extra Zarb jumping in at the last minute. This is a long trek, on foot, through a land that can barely support life. I don't have to be a Blessed Oracle to know this won't go how you think it will.
Well, someone's got to do something about the Dream Scourge at the very least.
And it has to be you, because a voice in your head said so. What do you know about Soppadal? How do you know you can trust them?
I hate to be the voice of reason, but we are talking about a god. There are limits to what we can even comprehend.
I have a powerful connection to my Blessed flute, but I'm not about to take orders from it.
What's on your mind, Marius? What bothers you so?
Because I can scream until I'm blue in the face, and you people would still rather trust the Envoy's pet headache demon. And now you want to drag us through the deadliest region in the world because a sleeping god said so. You're not listening to what I am telling you. I'm done here. Do whatever Blessed planning you want to do. You don't need me for that.
Let's just take a breath, Marius. You don't mean that.
Nope. I said what I said. Come get me when it's time to go.
Poor Marius. Something's really rattled him.
I've never seen Marius like this. Something's going on with him, but I don't know what.
Be gentle with him. Or if not gentle, understanding.
Well, hopefully Marius will be okay soon. We have to get going if we want to get to the garden before Ludwig.
We won't get far unless we look after each other. Now's your chance.
Okay, and this is going to be a good point for us to save. We're going to see what upgrades we can do. We're going to talk to our camp members, especially Marius, and Marius is going to be coming with us through Galawain's tusks. It needs to be him. Everybody's had their own area so far, where they were the person to be kind of brought through everything. Kai was there at the first one, then Giada was in the second one, and now Yatsli's been here in Shatterscarp, and Marius needs to go along with us in Galawain's Tusk. So we'll be taking Kai and Marius with us. But that's going to be for next week when we start off exploration of a brand new area. So I'm going to drop a save here. And that brings us to a good point to end our adventure for today. So, as always, thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of you being here, especially our channel members and subscribers. Thank you very much. Because as I always say, without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorval saying until next time, fare thee well.